So he explains everything to you, and then when he's through talking, he puts some drops in your eye. First he puts something that looks like those eyelash curlers you used to get, and it holds your eye that you can't close it. And then he puts antibiotic drops in your eye, like and a freezing, and then he puts a needle in the eye, and that's it. And then he looks and.
So are you supposed to do this test very often while you're here at home?
No, I keep it on the refrigerator.
Just as a reminder.
And just once in a while, I'll look at it to see how the other eye's coming along.
But you do it without your glasses on. That's what you told us.
Just without glasses.
Yeah, and we tried it. We tried it.
Yeah, well, we tried it.
At the
But
table
now
too.
this eye, I have a little double line here and there, but it's nothing too serious. But
Well, it's amazing what they can do
they
now.
can't cure it.
No,
They
but
can't cure it, and now they're experimenting on some type of an implant or something. They're hoping they can do. So
did your husband have
he
cataracts?
dead and gone by that time.
No. My family, everybody, my mother, my grandmother,
My
both
mother
my
did
brothers,
too.
but I've been lucky. I have a cataract growing, but it's not.
No.
Years ago, it was a
It's
lot
not ready
different
yet.
than today, the
Oh,
way
yeah,
they did it.
yeah.
Oh, the way they do it today is so
Simple.
Yeah, to say when Mom
And
had it 2
so
years ago.
they say, take care of your eyes.
Mhm.
And here are some pictures here of the 10 most beautiful eyes. Sophia Loren, she had beautiful eyes.
Look at here what it says about eyes. Your eyes are fully developed by the age of 7. Isn't that interesting? How many times a day do you blink, Irene? 15,000 times each day. You're going to be busy.
Ah, my goodness.
Does it depend on what time you go to bed, or?
Looks like the picture in here is the windshield blades on your car. That's how fast. Everyone gets cataracts as they get older. Isn't that interesting?
Really?
And diabetes, oh boy, diabetes is often first detected during an eye test.
Really?
You see, oh my goodness, you see with your brain, not your eyes.
Wow. You see with your brain.
You see with your brain, not your eyes.
Your eyes. Wow.
Well, how come if you close your eye,
Here, I'll want me to read the little card here. It's kind of small. The function of your eyes is to collect all the required information about the object you are looking at. This information is then passed from your eye to your brain via the optic nerve. It is the brain where all this information is analyzed to enable you to see the object in its finished form. This is not to say that your eyes don't play an important role, as they certainly do. Well, that's interesting.
Isn't that?
Yeah.
Who'd ever thought
Yeah.
that? Really?
And
These
you
are nice
should
articles.
get them checked at least every 6 months or a year.
Oh,
I guess we all go
Once a
now
year.
on a
Oh,
yearly
yeah.
basis.
Yearly, yeah.
Unless they tell you there's something
Exactly,
wrong and you
exactly.
have to go off.
That's right. But to say that diabetes can be often, you don't know you have it until they're
No.
looking in your eyes there. I'd like to read that article more.
Can you sit back just to read it?
Oh, certainly.
Just,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Second.
That's better.
Anything else we're going to say about eyes?
Oh, I think that's it.
That's good.
Sure, these articles would be, nice to follow through on some of these.
And you don't really have to go downtown now to get your eyes done, because you can go to any of the malls, because that's for a long
And
day.
speaking about
Yeah, but
downtown,
they're a lot different. They're a lot different when they check your eyes just for
Yes,
glasses.
yes.
I mean, you have to really go to a doctor.
Oh, heavens, yes.
Yes.
And make an appointment and make it, yeah, exactly.
so Irene, you've got some articles there on downtown Guelph.
Oh, all right. What would you like to know?
Well, whereabouts were you born in Guelph? Like, what street were you born on? Like, where did you live when you were a youngster? Down on Eve Street? That's where
Oh,
you
I
lived?
was born on I lived on Eve Street. Yeah.
I was born on Alice Boulevard.
Alice Boulevard? You mean the ward?
The ward.
That's right. That's where we used to go over to get our shoes, the new shoes
Yeah,
soles
the
put on
shoe
your
rack.
shoe. Did the shoe
And the
rack go?
bootleggers were down
this
Oh,
there.
I didn't go to the bootlegger. Yeah.
Where were you born, Irene?
I was born as well.
Yeah, but what
Yeah.
street? Where did you live?
I live in Raglan.
Raglan Street, you did tell us that, didn't
And
you?
I was born in that front bedroom there. 21 Raglan.
I knew somebody years ago, it was in my classroom that lived on Raglan Street, but I just can't think of the name right now. 35, I think, or something. Anyways, that was a long time ago.
Oh.
I was born on Mill Street by Cleffer Coal Company, McAllister Sawmill, and down by the riverside.
Yeah.
But now it's
I didn't know she
Cleffer
was born
Street.
in Guelph. She was born in Guelph. I didn't know that. I thought she was teaching up, up there.
No,
Yeah, she was born and grew up in Guelph too. Yeah. So.
I went to school up on the hill,
Yeah.
and the new cardinal, Tom Collins, his sister was in my class all through school.
Really?
And
Really?
yeah.
Well, of course, we knew everybody because, I met you when I started to work downtown in Guelph, and I knew Mary from public school.
Oh, she only lived a few streets. Well, she was on Neve Street and I was on Harris Street.
Yes, yeah.
Then I had to move on account of her.
She was so bad, your parents had to get you out of that area, is that
Oh, God. Those were the days when downtown in Guelph was
Yeah.
right?
all
So what
great.
school, did you go to Torrance then?
I went to to Central School.
Well, Central School.
And then next thing they moved us over to King Edward School.
Oh, on Suffolk Street.
On Suffolk Street. And then the next year, we were down at Torrance School.
Down on Waterloo Avenue.
Why were you moved so many times? I was just in Tytler.
She was misbehaving.
Why were you moved?
Well, it was the people that were living in my district, not just me.
Yeah, it was the way they divided the city.
Mhm.
So you were down where you
Well,
were,
there
you
was
only
only-
had one school.
We only had
so
Tytler
many-
School down that everybody had to go to Tytler because that was the only school down there.
I
No,
went to
sweetheart, there was
Tytler.
Sacred Heart.
St. Patrick's School, they
St.
called it. I went to kindergarten at Tytler, and then when it was time to make my first communion, well, I had to leave Tytler because you had to go to the Catholic school in order to make it. So my mother took me out of school there, and I went to, it was called St. Patrick's School
That was on Alice Street.
on Alice.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Now, then they made it into a gym, and now they have their teas and all that in there.
Yes.
Well, I couldn't go to the Roman Catholic school because my mother was Baptist. And as I told you before, I went out with this young fellow, and he was Roman Catholic. When my mother found out, you will not go out with him again. And he was such a honey. I would have gone out with him any time. But I
Could we
couldn't.
have his name?
No.
We'll see if he's still around.
He might be dead.
Yeah, no, and he heard the story later on because he used to phone, and I'd have to run outside the house and let my mother answer the phone because my mother would say, Joy isn't in right now, So, as I say, oh boy, he was one.
What a child.
Oh, yeah. But Mom was Baptist, and then she went United, But I don't know about anybody else, but I don't feel that way about religion now.
Oh, no, that was a thing in the.
I don't
Yeah.
care what anybody is in the religion, as long as they try and live by the Ten Commandments and treat people, I really don't care.
My
But
mother
everybody
always,
doesn't think like you because a lot of religions, they do care.
Oh, who'd you say didn't?
I said, everybody's not like you.
Yes.
No.
Some people do care.
Yeah, but do you think in our generation that we do? Do you care that I'm not Roman Catholic? I don't care that you are.
well, my parents in our generation, Italians were very old-fashioned.
Yes.
Some of them wanted you, if you were Italian, you had to marry an Italian. You had to be a Catholic, even if he
Yes.
never went to
Well,
church.
that
But
was
my
my
mother
mom,
always
too.
said, as long as he's good to you and he respects you and he's not lazy,
Yes.
she never butt in on any of us.
Yeah, long as-
Never.
Yeah. I don't. No, I really don't.
And they're not the ones going to have to live with the person, whether he's Catholic or Protestant.
Exactly.
You're the one
Exactly.
that has to live with
Exactly,
it.
exactly. Why aren't you entitled to
It's
worship
different now, though.
what you sort of believe in?
Yeah.
And, why should you change it for me if you're gonna you know, change your religion
People are
for
different.
somebody
Things have
else.
changed.
So let's take a few minutes and go downtown Guelph like we were kind of planning on
Yes.
doing. You work downtown,
Yes.
and Joy worked downtown, and I worked downtown.
And I worked downtown.
Where did you work?
Well, when I worked for Dr. Weiler, we were downtown.
Oh, in the
And then
office.
I worked for Tamblin's.
Tamblin's drugstore down by the Kelly's
Yeah.
Corner. I think she has a picture of the Kelly's
I
Corner.
worked at both places. When I was through at Dr. Weiler's, 5:30, the stores were open at night on weekends, you know, till 9 or 10 o'clock. And I'd leave there and I'd go down to Tamblin's. I always wanted to work in a pharmacy, and I always wanted to work for a dentist,
Oh, yeah.
and I had both.
Yes, good for you. Where did you work?
I worked at Ryan's.
Oh, in Ryan's.
Ryan's. for-
On what department?
Well, kind of covered them all.
Oh,
really.
yeah.
When they paid their money in a little thing, you put it in the
No,
shop.
that was John.
John
That was
Rouse and Cole
Armstrong's.
Brothers, yeah.
Oh, yes, yes.
Did you have to wear black? One of the stores there, I think it was Ryan's, and they all had to have black
I
and
don't
navy,
remember.
the girls. Oh, I remember
Oh,
that.
that was Jack Foster's, wasn't it? Yeah.
Foster's was across the
Across
way.
the road, yeah.
Mhm.
But
And Ryan's was the store with the big round glass front.
Yeah, you could walk around and look at the different.
Wrong person.
Uh,
So you were at Laura Secord,
Well, I was at Laura
Evangeline.
Secord and the Nuttery, when the
The
Nuttery
Nuttery.
was in St. George's Square. Yeah, that's where it kind of started out there. Cooked the nuts, made ground them all up, made peanut butter and all that. And then worked in Evangeline, worked in Martin's Electric, it was right in the corner too.
See, I
I
can't-
didn't get fired at all these stores, I just went from one to the other because you were making about $15 a week.
Yeah.
And if another store offered you like 17, you
Yeah,
could go
took
there.
that quick, yeah.
I worked in Kresge's when I was going to high school
Oh,
and
did you?
teachers college.
Oh, really? Oh.
Um, And my summers as well. And my mother was in Cole Brothers, so we were downtown
Oh,
every day
yes.
too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's nice to think about the old street downtown, like it's sure changed now.
Oh, it was nice.
Yeah.
And,
There's some of the pictures from the ball.
but that Ryan store, see, I don't remember the dance hall upstairs.
Oh, I
They used
used to
to
go dancing there.
See, that was before my
That's when you
time.
got all dressed up and,
Oh,
you know.
that's.
That's where we learned to jitterbug.
Oh,
I
that's.
was wondering where you parked your cars, but I guess back in those days,
We didn't have meters.
No, and we'd walk, and all the girls stood at one,
And the
all
poor
the
guy-
girls all stood at one part of Ryan's, and the boys all stood at the other, and then they looked
You'd
us all
be
over.
praying, I
And
hope
then-
he
and they'd
asked
come
me.
over. And that's where I met my husband, and he came over and asked me to dance, and after that.
that's where you met your husband?
Yeah, and that, well, I knew him before,
Yes.
as kids, but then, as I say, and then he said, could you walk me home? And we went into the Peacock, and we had shared a Coke.
At the
Because that's-
Peacock?
Yeah, at the restaurant, and then he walked me home, and then that was it, I never went out with anybody else after that.
I
Yeah,
see.
him, yeah, so that, there's no pictures of the Evangeline shop and all that.
Not in those, but there are some pictures in that book you gave me.
I remember when we had the
Oh,
market.
yes, yes, yes.
I remember the market. We had a farm and we had a stand on the market, you know, and sold vegetables and all that.
Is that like the market by the fire hall that was down
Yeah,
there?
that's where the fire
Oh,
hall
was
was.
there for years.
Market was
Every
there.
Saturday morning.
And
Yes,
Hart, you know,
walked to
Hart,
it.
well, that's
Albert Massaro, I taught his son.
They had a beautiful stand on the market. Their vegetables, everything was so nice. And one day a lady came along and she was wanting to buy something, you know. And she wanted to buy some, I forget if it was onions or something. And this lady friend of hers came and was talking to her. And this Harpo, he kept saying, "Lady, onions, 5 cents. Lady, onions at 5 cents." That's about all they were for a little bunch. And she turned around and she says, "Don't you have any patience, my lad?" He says, he went away, he come back. He said, "No, my father say next year he gonna grow some."
What's the pages?
And Alf Hale's always told that at the Italian
Oh,
club
yes.
when he got up
Yeah.
and made a speech because
Yeah.
Harpo was the cook at the Italian
Oh, yeah.
club. Oh,
Oh,
God.
yeah. But those were good days when we
Were
walked
they?
to the
Let's see
for watching the review today.
I'm Marlene.
I'm Joy.
I'm Mary.
I'm Irene. Have a great day.